Good morning, guys. I hope you're great today. I'm trying something new, obviously. So today's reading, I'm doing. Sorry, while I adjust the camera, it's very annoying. I will get better at this, I promise. I'm trying it live for a variety of reasons. I thought it might be a little more authentic. Sorry about the craziness. It's still squiffy, but for today, it's going to have to do. um, I feel like it may be more authentic. It will be more immediate, and people who are watching will be able to have more of a input into the energy, if that makes sense. I also think that one of the things, I don't know, some of you guys make YouTube videos, some of you don't. And if you do or have ever made a YouTube video, you know that about half of the time you spend on the video is actually making thumbnails, uploading, and all of that sort of stuff. And the thing is that what my thought is that I could spend, if I do all my readings live, then I would have more time to actually make readings for you instead of messing around, uploading, etc. So I'm hoping that this will make a difference. So it's the same reading as you normally get on a Monday morning at 9 o'clock. I'm a little bit early, actually. It's 5 to 9. But anyway, so hi to anyone watching. I'm really pleased that you're here. I hope you can hear me and everything's okay. We'll just have to go with it today. If it's not amazing, the lighting's not right or the sound's not right, it will just be a one-off. I'll watch back today's reading and see if I can improve it any. I mean, the camera's squiffy, but remember that largely the picture is just so that you can roughly see the cards. That's my only real aim. So yeah, the messages are what's important, and your own intuition is what's really important. All right, so this is the problem, right? I need to not look at the camera because I'm now reading the comments. Hi, everyone. Yeah, so I'm hoping that this works, is what I'm really saying. I think it will be better. So I'm going for a reading that you all really love, which is Here's Current Thoughts. I always get this wrong, don't I? Current thoughts, intentions, and likely actions. It's still the same. It's still timeless. It will still be as relevant on catch up, you know, as it was on the pre-records that I've done for you before. Arguably, it's even better. What I've done today is I've chosen 4 tarot cards as normal, but I've also chosen 3 what can you do to help, or what can you do about the situation. Remember, it's intuitive, so that means that I do know all the meanings of the cards, obviously, but sometimes what's coming through is different, or I don't spend much time on a card and it's because it's either a bit of a mispick or it just, there aren't many messages for it. And it's also general. Remember, there are only 4 groups here and there's, you know, potentially many people watching. So not everything's going to resonate. Just leave what doesn't resonate, you know, and take what does. I did actually do a poll as well. So anyone watching live and anyone watching, you know, watching this back, please feel involved to get involved. Please feel free to get involved in that poll. So I've done a poll saying, would you like a daily update? So have a look at that and please vote if you want to. Right. If you want a private reading with me, all the information will be in the description box below. It might take me a second, you know, obviously if you're live, it's not there yet, but it will be. Yeah, so let's get on with today's reading and have a look at what's going on. Excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat today. It's because it's early, if I'm honest. Right, so this is group 1, but I'm going to move it here. Right, so let's have a good look at what's going on for you. So here's current thoughts, intentions, and likely actions. We've got the Knight of Wands, 7 of Cups, 3 of Swords, and the 9 of Swords. These are what I've been doing as the clarifiers, but these are what you can do, all right? So we'll look at those in a minute. So we've got Knight of Wands, 7 of Cups, 3 of Swords, 9 of Swords. So here's current thoughts, intentions, and likely actions. Okay, the thing is with him, what it looks like is that he's still confused, wounded, in pain, having some sort of issue, most likely. Okay, so there's something going on here. There's some issue going on with him. You know, the Knight of Wands is good in that he does look like he's kind of wanting to take action towards you. There's a lot of passion here because obviously these are excuse me, his thoughts, current thoughts, intentions, etc. towards you. So he does want to take action towards you. The slight concern with the Knight of Wands, particularly with these other cards, is that he may come towards you and then go away again. Doesn't necessarily mean anything. This card can sometimes get a bit of a bad rep, and it's like, oh, he's, that he is in some way, not going to stick around, and it's a kind of love him and leave him card. But remember, this is a placeholder for his current energy. So what this is saying is, if he does come towards you with great passion and excitement, it might not necessarily last, in that he might go away and then come back in the future, because he's still very confused. Seven of Cups, he's still feeling unsure. This Seven of Cups, though, could be against the Knight of Wands, as in with it, in that sometimes the Seven of Cups, not Seven of Wands. The Seven of Cups can sometimes be this sense of, not being able to decide what to do, and it can come through as quite a procrastinating energy. So, he could be procrastinating here as well. So this is something to bear in mind. There could be a procrastination here. The point is that even if he does come towards you with great fervor, it's unlikely to be permanent at this time, because he's still got a lot of wounds that need to be sorted out, or a lot of disappointment, sadness, pain, difficulty here with this Three of Swords and Nine of Swords. There's still a lot of tricky energy here. It's largely self-imposed now, or it's the old fears, the old worries. He needs to let it go, but he's still unclear about how to do that. I suspect that he's still trying to find himself, unfortunately for you, probably it's a bit frustrating to hear that, but I still think there's this sense of he doesn't really know what direction to take. Therefore, he's kind of a little bit here, there, and everywhere. He could be still going through a breakup or through a difficult time. Equally, you could be in a love triangle because of this Three of Swords and the placement with everything else. But I do think he genuinely does want to move towards you with this Knight of Wands. This is a sense of bold action. So he does want to move towards you, but currently his likely thoughts and intentions are that even if he does move towards you, it's going to be more like he'll come towards you, then he'll move away, come towards you, move away, because he's unsure. Not necessarily about you. I don't feel like it's uncertainty about you. It's fear in general, fear and generalized anxiety or depression or fear about probably what he's been through in the past. So what can you do about the situation? The Fool, the Knight of Cups, and the Eight of Cups. Right, so you can teach him a lot about how to move forwards in this situation. The Fool is about having an open heart and an open mind, being able to move forwards with confidence, feeling like you will be prepared to take a leap of faith, not worrying about not necessarily having every single piece of information in place. That sort of element of being able to trust your instincts and intuition and take a risk, which is required in life to move forwards, of course. So what they're saying here is that you can help by being that positive, light-filled, joy-filled, centered on your childlike wisdom. That sort of, it's not coming from mind, it's not an intellectual ability, but it's a sort of innate inner knowingness that comes from that inner child, that's wise inner space, that's equally, I know it sounds weird to say it's wise and yet it's childlike, but it's that childlike wisdom, it's that innate inner wisdom. And that's what they're saying here, really. You can do this. Now, this isn't necessarily, I think some of you who, particularly those of you who know cards, will look at these and think, oh, maybe I need to take a step towards him, maybe I need to offer him something or move towards him in some way. Maybe for a couple of you, but largely this is about just being the Fool, that new beginning energy, that open-hearted, open-spirited energy in your own life. So lead by example. So where you have things that you need to let go of them. Where you need to be brave and try something new, do that. It's that kind of an energy. The Knight of Cups is saying, what, like, yes, this can be about making an offer. So for a few of you, this could be if you are the one that's maybe been a bit stubborn or hasn't gone towards them or is putting up some sort of wall. Yes, maybe this is about making a proposal or an offer towards them. But for the majority of you, this is more of a card of making sure that you're being intuitive and emotionally stable, and also understanding that you're still trying to somewhat find yourself as well. The Knights are kind of that young energy where this you're still trying to find the right um the right road for you, really. Just excuse me while I have a drink. This is annoying, this cough. That should have sorted it. Yeah, um so yeah, I think to some extent both of you are still trying to move on from something, because that's what they're saying here with the Eight of Cups. They're asking you to move forwards, to move on from the past, to move on from the difficulty. Yeah, so Eight of Cups. Really, it's important that you listen to what you truly want. Be really authentic with yourself about what is important to you and to really go for it. And what they're saying is the key message here for what you can do it to help him. He is confused. He's not sure. He's procrastinating, very likely, or being inconsistent and very fearful. Although it might not look like fear on the surface, because the Knight of Wands can be very bold. So it might not look like that on the surface. It might look like he's almost a bit too confident or something. But it's really coming from a sense of fear and uncertainty. What you can do is really ground yourself. Be very tuned into your own intuition. Be very confident moving forwards. And don't be afraid to sort of go out and get on with your life, because this will help him to follow your example. So I hope this makes sense. Loads of love, Group 1. I will see you on the next reading, which could be whenever. I don't know. I might even do one tomorrow. We'll see. So I'll see you on the next reading or on a private reading in the meantime. Loads of love, guys. And don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed today's reading. Okay. And hit the bell. See you guys. Hi, Group 2. Okay. So today's reading, I've got 4 cards for his current thoughts, intentions, and likely actions. I hope I got that in the right order. And then 3 cards for what you can do about it. So I'm doing it slightly differently today, but not a lot. That's the only difference. 4 of Cups, Page of Wands, 10 of Coins. Now, the 10 of Coins came out interestingly, so I need to say something about that, and 10 of Cups. And then we'll look at what you can do later. All right, so the 10 of Coins came out very interestingly, because when I was shuffling, it actually turned like this in the deck. So rather than jumping out, it like hid itself in the deck. So when they do that, it's very interesting, because there's some sort of hiding from this, some sort of resistance in him from this. And this makes sense with the 4 of Cups. So his current thoughts, intentions, likely actions, he's kind of resisting something. There's something really good with you guys. You're kind of on the edge of something really positive, something really amazing, moving forward into something that's really great, that could give you and him the sort of happy situation that you've been looking for, hence the 10 of Cups. But it's an interesting thing, because if we read this from this end to this end, what this would look like is, well, he's unsure, but then his actions in the future are to move towards this positive outcome. And I think that largely that is the case. However, I do think there's some issue here with this 10 of Coins reversed and the 4 of Cups, because not reversed, but with it flipped over in the deck, because what this is telling me is that he can't kind of see what's on offer to him. It's like when it comes to the practical nature of your relationship, when it comes to actually physically, tangibly moving into this relationship, it's like he can't see it, or he is refusing to see it, or he's afraid to see it. It's something along those lines. So yeah, and the 4 of Cups is saying that something's been offered to him, here, but he's just totally preoccupied with what he already has. He doesn't see the opportunity. He's saying, not right now, it's not for me at the moment. There will be a multitude of reasons why, depending on your person. So it could be an old pain. It could be that they're just practically, it's not the right time. They could be too busy. They may be with somebody else. They may have a commitment issue. Anyway, your person, why they're not jumping at this. The thing is, the message here that they're saying is it's not a secret. You know, I think you already know why they're not moving forwards, or why they haven't been moving forwards. The thing is that they know, really. This is the key. Their thoughts and intentions. They actually know that they're not embracing this situation that's ideal for them. They actually know that. The Page of Wands says that they have this feeling and this intention to go out and to investigate and to move into this situation and to try and be more excited about things. And by that, I don't mean they're not excited by you normally, but what I mean is that they're afraid, they're hesitant, they're not sure. And the Page of Wands is saying that even though you know, they've maybe got whatever it is that's stopping them moving forwards, there's another part of them that really does want to pursue this and get excited and move forwards and investigate and look into the situation. You know, so they are very much sort of conflicted. The Ten of Coins sort of hidden in the deck is saying that they're kind of resisting the inevitable. You know, they're resisting this happy ever after sort of situation, or I mean, there's no such thing really in a way. You know, it's always ups and downs. But the point is they're resisting that sort of ideal situation, that total fulfillment, that total happiness of the Ten of Cups. They're kind of resistant to that. So it's there though. That's the thing. It's there. But at the minute they're saying not right now. So are they likely to move forwards right now? A few of them will, because the last card is the Ten of Cups, which is total happiness, total fulfillment, happy family, everything works out. And these are all very positive cards. However, the first and main card is the Four of Cups. So this is someone who's saying there's this great opportunity, but I can't take it right now. So for a lot of you, in the next few days, it's unlikely to move into that. But for some of you, it will. But the reality is this person is to some extent or other kind of not fully taking on the situation because for whatever reason they are you know, they almost it could be almost like it's too good to be true for them, or that it's just too overwhelming for them. It depends what their issue is. And I mean, I know that sounds a bit harsh, but it's not meant in that way. What it means is that they can't accept it fully at this time, and that could be for many reasons. Let's see what you can do. We've got the Queen of Swords in reverse. That's an interesting energy. Two of Swords and Knight of Swords. Okay, so all mind energy, all mental, air, all sword. Okay, so this Queen of Swords reverse could mean a couple of different things. So a few of you, so I'm going to give a few different scenarios. A few of you are being a bit harsh. You could be being a bit cold, a bit harsh. Could be sort of not really and genuinely prepared to see a change in this person, or being prepared to forgive. There could be some element of that. For some of you, it's like there's not enough clarity. So for some of you, you're being too harsh, almost too clear. Do you know what I mean? Too brutal, maybe with reason, maybe with good reason. Maybe they've done some things, but you know, for some of you, it's too cold, too distant, too detached. And that's not a judgment on the situation, because I don't know your individual situation, and that it's not about judgment anyway. What they're saying is, in order to bring this to some sort of happy situation, there maybe needs to be some forgiveness, some softness, some openness. You know, you have to perhaps be willing to see that this person could change, can change, or whatever. Yeah. So that's important. So that's the first thing. So that could be some of you. Some of you, it's more that there needs to be more clarity of thought. Because maybe there could be some of you are sort of almost like have a disorganized energy towards this situation. So maybe up and down, sometimes messaging a lot, sometimes not, you know, being kind of erratic. There's nothing wrong with that. Again, it's not a judgment thing, but what you can do is to be more, you can be clearer. You can be more consistent and more settled in yourself. The Two of Swords at the core of this is the most important message here, which is the Two of Swords is this sort of uncertainty, not really being able to make a decision, feeling unclear. Sometimes this can be a card of self-imposed helplessness as well. This feeling of, well, I can't do anything about this. I don't know what to do. So for those of you who are being too harsh, you're actually causing yourself mental angst, which is not helping the situation. Those of you who are being sort of all over the place and a bit, not sure, and you need to be clearer in what you're doing. This is this self-imposed helplessness. So it depends on the situation you're in, but there needs to be a clarity of thought. That said, when you do get a clarity of thought, you do need to take action. Knight of Swords. So this is bold action, movement forwards, being very clear and decisive and taking some action. But what they do say is that, yes, take action. Yes, be clear, but don't go too over the top, which is very tempting to do. It's to fly at the situation 100 miles an hour. Perhaps not. Maybe this sort of part of the reading is like encouragement, because it's saying, well, there's something good here. He's just not maybe taking it at the moment. But what they're saying is, even if this piece of information gives you heart and hope, don't necessarily leap straight into the situation. The Knight of Swords basically is an energy that can act now or speak now and then think later, and then think, oh, why did I do that? Why did I say that? So, by all means, there is definitely a need to kind of not be helpless and hopeless, definitely need to take some action forwards, but this can be action in your own life. It doesn't need to be necessarily towards them. But this Queen of Swords reversed energy is a slightly dysfunctional Queen of Swords energy. So you need to perhaps be aware of where you're either not being clear enough or being a little too harsh. That's a very massive generalization, but this gives you an idea. So that's what needs sorting out if you're going to help in the best way that you can him in his situation. Okay, loads of love. Hope this makes sense. I will see you on the next reading or on a private reading in the meantime. Have a lovely day. Hi, Group 3. How are you doing? Right, so these are his current thoughts, intentions, and likely actions, plus 3 cards for what you can do to help the situation. So we've got 8 of Wands, the Hierophant. Sorry, the pause was just me reading the comments again. Sorry how annoying I am. The Sun, 2 of Coins, and these we'll look at in a minute. Okay, so his current thoughts, intentions, likely actions. This is good. He is taking some steps forward. He is moving forward. If you've been in no communication, this could change around this time. 8 of Wands is a card of communication. So if there've been some issues, I think this could change. Just let me have a little drink before I start coughing again. Yeah, so 8 of Wands. Do you know what? I think a lot of you have been in a place where you felt like with this person, you've been stuck for a while, but things could really change. Things could really move forwards. This person's pretty sensitive though, because what this shows me is that around this time, things are going to move forwards really positively, but then this person is going to get very overwhelmed. They're going to feel like there's too much. Also, you could move forwards with this person. This person may have another partner, which you will know about if they do. It's not a secret. It's not like a lying situation, because this can be, this 2 of Coins can mean many things, obviously. But what I'm feeling is the juggling 2 situations. So this person, why you've maybe not moved forwards to the extent you would like is possibly because they have another partner, or they have a job or a commitment that is very significant. What I see here is that this will intensify. Now, if that isn't the case, so as you move together more or start to see each other more or communicate more or whatever, when the commitment grows or the contact improves, which I think it is going to do, this will become overwhelming for him. And I think that this is because either, like I say, he's got some other personal situation as well. But it could be that this person is very sensitive, which is the overriding energy I got when I turn these over. The Two of Coins, this is someone who is feeling like they haven't got enough or they can't give everything, that they've got a lot to manage. It stresses them out. It makes them feel emotionally a bit turbulent, a bit unstable. This could just be the speed of the improvement though, because I really do think things could move forwards really quickly for you in a really positive way. The Hierophant, for me here, it's like saying maybe this person is learning. This person has gone through a period of growth. It's interesting as well because I'm feeling the commitment of this card can be a card of commitment. I feel like this person on some level, even if they haven't been showing it, is very committed to you. They've been very committed and they've made the effort to really focus on that. And, as a result of it, the Sun is here. This is light, love, joy, new beginnings, new opportunities, moving forwards, having good times together. This could indicate a trip, movement. The Eight of Wands as well. It's this sense of movement. I do think it's possible for some sort of trip or movement forwards. I don't worry about this Two of Coins at the end. This is largely a positive energy of things moving forwards in a good way, of you moving towards more communication, more of what you want. I'm not saying it's like, oh, everything's perfect. Oh, everything's just going to be wonderful instantly. No, I mean, it's not a fairy tale. But what this says is that there's going to be a significant improvement around this time. So whatever situation you're in, this is going to be a massive movement forwards. Okay. In terms of the longer term, I just feel like it will be so strong that it will cause some overwhelm. Let's have a look at what you can do. King of Swords, Nine of Wands, Ace of Cups. Yeah, this makes sense. Definitely the new beginning. Look, this is where you're moving towards. The Ace of Cups, new beginning. Your cup's running over here. You've got so much to offer. There's this new start, this new situation. What can you do? Right, this is so crucial. Because of this overwhelmment, the new beginning, the Sun, all this movement forwards, they're saying that for you, it's been a bit of a trial with the Nine of Wands. It's this sense of struggle of having been through the wars in this situation. Yeah, it's been a bit tricky. What they're saying is don't give up at the final hurdle. It's not as far away as you think. So keep going. Don't give up now. The King of Swords is interesting because what this is saying is don't lose your cool. Really. It's like, how can you help in this situation? Don't lose your cool. Don't. Because of this, I mean, when I say don't, this is just my way of using words. It doesn't mean don't. You can do whatever you like, okay? Obviously. The don't is really just saying it would be advisable not to. You'll get the best result perhaps if you don't, So the King of Swords is saying that rather than massive overt displays of affection or emotion or flying at the situation, there's a need to be somewhat measured, somewhat calm, stepped back, self-assured, using your understanding, your maturity, and allowing what is, just allowing it to unfold naturally. At the same time, there's a need to be that mature energy in terms of the Nine of Wands. So saying, okay, yeah, this has been difficult, but I'm just going to keep putting one foot in front of the other. I'm going to listen to my intuition. I'm going to keep moving towards that goal that I have my eye on, my mind set on, So it's just having that sort of maturity and steady progress, knowing where you're going, knowing what you're wanting to achieve, and just keeping going in that direction, because this will help to calm any turbulent energy coming from here, because I do think you could see a big movement forwards. And what I'm seeing here from the advice they're giving you is that if you in turn, I mean, there's nothing wrong with getting excited. There's nothing wrong with enjoying it. But if you became extremely, let's say if you became extremely emotionally unstable in the situation, this could create a sense of turbulence. So what you can do is see the goal as you want to realize it, see the end result, and just keep going steadily. That's the key for you. Hope this makes sense. Group 3, loads of love to you. I will see you on a private reading or on the next reading. Please comment on the reading. It's really helpful if you watch this on catch up or live. Just please comment, because then I know how you're feeling about it. Yeah, so I'll see you soon. Hi, group 4. So here's current feelings, thoughts, thoughts, intentions, and likely actions. Oh my goodness. It's all the same thing. Basically, that whole range of things. That's what we're looking at. So we've got the Devil, 2 of Wands, 7 of Wands, King of Cups, and we've got some, we've got 4 clarifying cards for you. Okay. These are cards for what you can do about the situation, how you can help the situation. Okay. So group 4, what's going on for you guys? Right. So his current thoughts, intentions, and likely actions. He's caught up in something. He's in a relationship already, or he's stuck in a situation. He feels trapped in a situation. It could be that he is literally in another relationship. It could be that he's going through a difficult divorce, or it could be that he's in the prison of his own ego, mind, thoughts. There's some way he's trapped. He's caught up at the minute. That said, this is something that he is working on. He is trying to free himself. 2 of Wands is saying that he has already felt inspired by you and the situation. This has given him some, even if it was just a chink of light, even if it was just a flash of inspiration, of liberation, it's given him some sort of view of how he could, the life he could have, the situation he could have. Okay, so the 2 of Wands is all about making a plan, to move forwards, seeing there's a whole world out there, seeing there's a whole new load of opportunities out there. So yes, this person is still stuck. Yes, this person is still caught up in a situation. So if you are waiting on information about someone, either being with someone, breaking up with someone, or whatever, I think that this is still an ongoing issue. They are still caught up in this situation, no doubt. However, can they break away from it? They are looking at it. They are starting to think there's a whole load of other options out there for me. There's a whole world out there for me. You have really piqued his interest, made him think, hang on, there's more to life than this maybe. So you are giving him a sort of sense of liberation. The 7 of Wands is saying that this is him in his heart, listening to his intuition, listening to his heart, and sort of starting to get on board with the idea of breaking free of this situation. The 7 of Wands is a tricky energy at times, because this does require him to listen to what's in his heart and to go beyond what other people think, to go against other people's opinions, to go for what he really truly wants, and to stick up for himself, not to worry about what everybody else thinks. And this is the issue. There are issues about other people or society or family or whatever expectations. But you know what? He's had an inspiration regarding you, So even though he is still trapped, he's not giving up on this. He's got this sense of, yeah, but there's something here. There's so much more for me in life. And the thing is with the 7 of Wands, if he does really listen to what's in his heart, if he really does stick to what's in his heart, he can move forwards and he can overcome it and he can triumph, but it isn't going to be easy for him. The King of Cups, though, says that his likely actions and his sort of where he's moving towards is the King of Cups, which is someone who is your emotional partner, someone who loves you, who feels an emotional connection and commitment to you. This is someone who is mature. This is someone who is emotionally intelligent, someone who is available emotionally for you. So if they're not at the minute, i.e. they're in this situation, they are moving towards liberation, towards emotional availability. Okay. But the thing with this situation is that, yeah, it's tough for them and it's going to be a bit of a battle, but that's where they're heading. Now, this sounds like a lot in a short time. This isn't necessarily going to happen in a week, is it? But this is where it's headed, towards this King of Cups energy. Also, it's interesting because the King of Cups can be a spiritual advisor in terms of a sort of generalized energy. So this could be a soulmate or a twin flame or something, connection, you know, because there's a spiritual element here. This person is learning liberation through this connection with you. They're having some sort of, I feel like they're having some sort of awakening as a result of being in this connection with you. Let's have a look at what you can do to help the situation. We've got strength, 6 of cups, justice, and the Page of Swords. Okay, so what you can do is be as mature, as balanced, as strong as you possibly can be. So when I say strong, let's clear something up straight away. Strong does not mean having no negative feelings. Strong does not mean not asking for help. Strong really means being aware of yourself, knowing your own limitations, knowing your own issues, being able to help, support, and manage yourself as best as you can. As best as you, I mean, that's not great English, but it'll do. Okay, so this is important with the strength card. It's having the bravery and the courage to see all of you, to accept all of you, and to listen to the depth of wisdom within you, which is a mixture of your intuition and your life experience. So make sure that in order to help him, you need to be as balanced and as mature as you can be, you know, and try as best as you can whenever you can not to be too reactive, you know. So when something happens, not to suddenly flare up, but to breathe, take a moment and give yourself a second to think and to feel, to intuit before you respond. Okay, the 6 of cups is an interesting energy because this can mean a few different things in this situation. But I do like the fact that this, between the justice and the strength, this feels like this is about being your original self, you know, your true inner self, because this is to do with childhood, children, memories, nostalgia. There's something here about you being your original self, being your true self. So for some of you, really being your true self, doing what you love to do in life, being as authentic as possible is really the key. And this is why I think this is a spiritual relationship. I mean, all relationships are spiritual, but this one has a significant spiritual aspect because you being authentic, doing the right thing, doing what's best for you, all of these things, being fair, keeping a balance, this is helping the situation. This sounds very much like that sort of spiritual relationship. Okay, so yeah, I mean, for some of you, this is an assurance that this person is going to return to your life, come back into your life. So, and that when this person does come back, it's between strength and justice. There's such a necessity for you to stay balanced, to stay calm, to stay strong and within your center. Yeah, really important. So the justice card is saying, stay balanced, be fair, do the right thing. Don't try to cut corners. Next to the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords can sometimes be a bit sneaky, a bit tricky, you know, a bit of a spying, kind of gossipy, slightly immature with thoughts and words. They're not saying you are like that. They're saying be careful not to be like that with this situation, because this will bring you a reaction very quickly. The Justice card is like, it's always the case that you get a reaction to your actions. So if you do something mean, it will come back to you. Okay, but what they're saying here is with the justice energy, that loop is very quick and tight. So if you do something regarding this that's a little bit underhand or a bit manipulative, it will come back and bite you very quickly. So they're saying here the best thing you can do is to be mature, strong, take the higher path, you know, take the higher road on this situation, be mature, be authentic, be your true self. And they're also saying with the Page of Swords, this situation is a good idea for you. It's helping you to learn, to grow. And for some of you, when I was talking about these first few cards, you felt like, oh, I'm already doing that. I'm doing this, whatever this is, whether it's your passion, your current career, or the way you're handling the situation. If you've had that feeling when I started talking about what you needed to do and you thought, oh, yeah, I'm doing that, they're saying this is a good idea. You know, you're on the right track with this. So I hope this makes sense, guys. Loads of love to you. Have an amazing day. Please comment on how you found the reading. It was much longer than normal. Let me know how you felt about that too. Anyway, guys, have a brilliant day, and I will see you on the next reading or on a private reading in the meantime. You can check out how to get a private reading with me in the description below. Have an amazing day, and I will see you soon.